By the end of this video, you are going to be able to counter Sombra. It's been over a week now, and players are getting really good with the new Sombra, and a decent amount of players have found countering her to be a real challenge with their faster playstyle. In the last week, I have spent a rigorous amount of time training, focusing my mind, and mastering my abilities to figure out how to counter the new Sombra. Today's video is going to talk about Sombra counterplay and hero counters, so you can pick a hero for each role, and this will make things easier for all of you and more challenging for the enemy. To begin, let's start off by talking about counterplay. What I'm going to talk about now is something that can be applied to any character against Sombra no matter who you are, and in more cases than not, will help you avoid falling into bad situations you could have avoided. The first lesson in Sombra counterplay is always assuming that she is around. Assume she is around your team and that she is watching you, even if you haven't seen or heard her. The second that you realize the enemy team has a Sombra player and that you don't know where she is, you must play under the assumption that she is already with you. By playing with this assumption, I'm trying to force you to value your life and not throw it away by splitting off from your team, allowing yourself to get singled out by Sombra. All too often are Sombra players waiting to pick and choose the most vulnerable target on your team, and usually that's the person who is far away enough from their team or going on a flank on their own. Until you know where Sombra is, or until she's eliminated, you need to stick with your team or remain close enough as best as you can to avoid making yourself an easy target. And if you notice a teammate splitting off on their own, you can keep an eye on them in case they get attacked. Typically, Sombra players would choose to pray over your team from the sides, above your team, behind, or in other advantageous positions before going for virus and hack plays. With this in mind, it's okay to shoot randomly at positions that you think she could possibly be around. 9 out of 10 times, you probably are not going to hit anything, but sometimes it does happen, and it makes for an easy kill. Characters with fair weapon spread could increase your chances of hitting a stray lurking Sombra. That would at least remove the cover and visibility so that your team could follow up. The second thing you should know about Sombra counterplay is that you need to prepare for EMP. Now, getting a good idea of when she has her ultimate is going to be important, because you're going to need to prepare ahead of time for this. Typically, Sombra will go for EMP when your team is grouped up and will do it right before the team fight. Try to hug around some cover while you wait for her to use it. You won't dodge EMP every time, it's just one of those abilities, but you can make sure you're in a decent position when it goes off. And to add on, you can also break hacks line of sight with cover, which basic as this is, most people don't think about. This is easiest around corners, archways, and is perfect for support players that are feeling targeted, because this can at least help you prepare for engagement and avoid the deadly virus hack combo. Fourth, know when she's vulnerable. The best time to go on the offensive against Sombra is after she uses that translocator ability. She is unable to teleport for a brief period, and this is your window to take her out if you have the opportunity to without throwing yourself into the enemy team. Not to mention that her translocator ability can only help her escape anywhere up to 20 meters away. Certain characters can follow up with this a bit easier, but I don't see enough players currently jumping on this. Crowd control abilities are also going to be incredibly useful as well during her vulnerable moments. Anything that can stun, slow, or disable her abilities is going to have a lot of value if you can make it come into contact with her. That being said, this is what your mindset should be if you're up against a troublesome Sombra player. Now, I'm sure you're wondering which heroes are the answer, and I'm about to tell you in a second, but first, do me a solid and like and subscribe so you can let me know that you want more content. Help the channel grow so I can help you climb. The first hero I want to talk about, and who I think is the biggest Sombra counter and completely makes the game unfun for Sombra, is going to be Kiriko for the support row. This hero is a pain to go against as Sombra, and I'm going to tell you why Sombra players hate her. Mainly, it's because of Suzu and its cleansing ability to remove hack and virus status effects. Sombra's entire playstyle is based on applying negative status effects to your team, and by saving Suzu to cleanse them away, you are preventing her from doing this. Suzu is also strong enough to cleanse away Sombra's entire ultimate ability. Not only does this cause the enemy Sombra to Pikachu face, but it also completely cancels her ultimate if multiple teammates are affected. Make sure to also keep an eye on your teammates splitting off or out of position as Kiriko, because these are the targets that Sombra is going to be taking duels against on their own. So as Kiriko, you need to pay attention to your team and watch for this so you can teleport directly to them and help them out. By successfully doing this, you will be effectively shutting down her opportunities and reducing her effectiveness in a team fight. Additionally, the kunai damage Kiriko is capable of with headshots makes her just a bit more deadlier in these engagements, so make sure to aim for heads whenever you can. And also, Sombra cannot cancel Kiriko's ultimate with EMP, so that's one more thing she can't cancel. For the DPS role, there are a few more options in my opinion, but your best I would say is Hanzo. That is because of his ability to one-shot Sombra and his Sonic Arrow ability. Using Sonic Arrow, you are able to better track Sombra's movements and confirm where she is or where she isn't. Deciding where to place the Sonic Arrow is going to be extremely important, but in my opinion, it's best to be used along flank routes that she would have no other choice but to run through if she wanted to remain stealthy. Simply being able to confirm if she is there or not is huge for your team, because you can anticipate her to come from another location or have less concerns for your blind spots. This ability is information and it helps your entire team when used this way. Storm arrows are also pretty good to use against her when she's no longer invisible or when she's teleporting away. Multiple times now I've taken up Sombra's trying to flee due to the hitbox of Hanzo's arrows. As long as you are consistent with your arrows, she'll be less likely to even deal with you on her own because of the risk of getting headshot as well. And as a reminder, do not go off on your own when they have Sombra, please stay with your team. And of course, you could always go Sombra herself to counter. Hacking all the health packs around the objective before her will give your team the advantage, and if you can figure out who she's targeting on your team, you can wait for her by ambushing her with the hack while invisible around whoever you think she'll target next. For the tank role, Winston is going to be your best pick against Sombra. If she is constantly harassing your team, getting picks and escaping, this is going to be a hero you should consider swapping to. Winston's Tesla cannon has a wide cone in front of him that will damage practically everything in camera view if you're close enough. Combining his primary fire with his leap, you can chase Sombras attempting to translocate away to safety and catch them out of invisibility. I think Winston's leap might even be able to reach longer ranges than Translocator, so you've got that advantage on her as well. He is a perfect character to peel for his team and place bubbles around hack teammates as well. Using him together with a team of mobile heroes or teammates that stick together will help you deal with her more effectively. Zarya is also a pretty good Sombra counter. Her bubbles prevent targets from being hacked or take damage, and the bubbles also remove both the hacked and virus status effects. If you focus on bubbling whoever the Sombra player is targeting, you will be countering her pretty hard and making it difficult to play the way she wants. And if you want to learn how to play the new Sombra herself, watch my latest Sombra guide teach you everything you need to know about how to play Sombra. That's all I got for you today in this video. Check me out on Twitch so you can catch my next live stream, and remember to leave a like and let me know what you think about the video. If you have any Sombra counter tips yourself, be sure to comment those as well so that you can help out others too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.